qualifier for the WardiTV. Yes, the WardiTV February tournament. The first tournament. Sorry, just trying to clean some stuff up. The first tournament of this year's WardiTV 2025 circuit. That part has got more to be announced and figured out. But this is going to be our first real entry of 2025 events. Oh, so who else is in here? Naruto. Oh, hello, Naruto. So yes, hello. How are you all doing? Good to see you guys. I'm going to be doing some admin stuff at the start here, so I'm going to be a little bit slow to get going. First of all, I will just say a quick sorry for not being here yesterday. I did say I was going to be here yesterday, but Ellie has been a bit sick. Well, she hasn't really been sick. This is such a dog data problem. It's like, so on Friday, which was my day off, Ellie started to drool. I know, lovely, right? And she just like, golden retrievers kind of drool a lot anyway, but she was drooling when she wouldn't usually drool. So we took her to the vets, and the vets were like, we don't really know. But we'll give her like an anti-nausea shot. You can come back tomorrow. But then the next day she was still drooling, and we felt she was like a little bit tired. But she's like, overall she's kind of fine. So yesterday I just took it off because I had to go to the vets again, and I wasn't sure what was happening with her. I wanted to keep an eye on her because Helen had some stuff to do. So I just figured because yesterday was just replays, we would just cancel the stream and we'll move those replays to another time. It's very rare that something comes up and I actually have the ability to just cancel a stream, you know? So I thought I'd take advantage of that. As, that's going to be a shutdown on this gateway. That ain't going to be a pretty start. But yes, I just thought, take advantage of a day we actually can cancel. You know, there's a lot of live events where we can't just cancel a stream to help out, so took advantage and here we are. Couple Stalkers is going to go pushing back. Zealot Stalker taking damage already, so a few shots coming in. Just going to be seeing our Stalkers, Zealot, Sentry all joining up together here as we get underway in the early stages, and we look to see what exactly plan is going to become. Is obviously this is getting a little bit funky. We drop kill off that pylon. Dreamy has to clear his way. Next coming up on both sides, the Robo Facility coming through from Fujumi. And the Warp Gate coming about, the Stalkers and the Sentry gathering up as well. Just obviously pushing the issue that obviously we proxied a gateway here and things went a little bit wrong for Fujumi early. I love that Mana keeping his Stalker alive by wandering in toward Jumi's main base. The Probe is about to kill that Stalker. The Mana still has the numbers advantage until the warp in, at which point he will just be stranded. I mean, he's got more units coming across the map, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Obviously the battery is low on energy. Those two Stalkers didn't take any damage. Will be due a warp in sooner rather than later. I don't think Mana does much more here, but pretty fun start. Stalkers gathering up again, Blink on the way, so we got all of that settled in here. To see what we're trying to do. Stalker Sentry just nibbling up onto the gateway. We're just going to finish that off, so Jimmy will be down that gateway from earlier once again. Going to get that cleaned up. Immortals together, gonna try and gather up as we settle down now. Get rid of that gateway. So that's brutal. Jimmy trying to get forward, but 2 Immortals out is just going to be a very powerful force, and that's going to be creating some big issues. As you can see, that's not going to go well. I mean, at this point, Jimmy just trying to pick up whatever he can, but if these Immortals get across the map, I mean, he's going to have Blink. But yeah, if Immortals get across the map, they're going to be able to do a lot for themselves, more than likely. So let's try and come back the other direction. The Immortals do very well once again. Another nice force field, trying to block those Stalkers off. Get rid of that probe, get rid of this pylon. Stalkers have to go blinking back once again as our Twilight Cans are still building up for mana, so we continue to bring that in. But this game is very rapidly running away from Fujumi, I feel like. I mean, supplies are getting a bit close together. But mana has a 3rd base on the way. Feels like Jumi as he gets a charge, upgrade, and forge coming through. Stalker's going to hit. Next is taking some shots. Stalkers go the other way. It's going to be one more Stalker going down immediately. He's just going to grab that right off the bat. Electric is going down again. That charge is about to finish up. Again, Nexus and the probe continuing through as well. Jimmy comes in, and he's going to actually get up this ramp, going to depower a couple of gates. We're going to somewhat base trade right now. And some more pops out defensively. I mean, honestly, even just a few shots would be nice. We're actually going to have the Prism coming over. Can we save the Immortal? Doesn't get it. That would have been nice. Mana recalling just leaves a few units on the other side to pick away at probes. But for the most part, we'll be able to start dealing with this, but Jimmy still has the advantage of having Blink, right? And that mobility does a lot for you. Now pulling probes into play cleanup over here. And these few Stalkers that were left behind kind of don't do as much as I think Mana was hoping for. I think I don't love what Mana recalled at the end of the day. I mean, would Mana have been so badly off in a base trade scenario? I guess your opponent has Blink, but you've got 2 Immortals powering through as well. It's a good question. Put some rocks down, just gonna clean up a little bit of space right there. Stalkers and the sentries continuing to move about as we come down toward the bottom left. Hallucination moves through, +1 attack upgrade, robo facility coming about. Bro's just going to transfer sentries popping through the Temple Archives. We'll start, just going to be seeing our Stalkers going to try for these Immortals. Good micro so far with the Prism. We haven't actually had any shots in the Prism yet. Now we get one half a volley. That's not good enough. Now we do get the Prism. It's going to lose you every single Stalker. You get no Immortals. You can rebuild the Prism here as Mana very comfortably, and that was a lot of Stalkers going down from Fujumi. As this army gathers up, Mana will have his 3rd base coming back online, and I think he should be able to get across the map. Like, he may be a little bit afraid of Zealots, but his army in general is just very, very strong. Even if against Zealots, he should just get a couple of Zealots in the front. He's even going to have Archons added in, right, because he finished that Temple Archives earlier. So I really think this starts to move into a mana-based advantage. Sentry, a couple of zealots fighting over here. Jumi losing a couple of workers. We are going to send some zealots. It's actually a depth shading into the natural. The zealots are going to run into the third base, and it's going to be a fun little combo from Jumi, who does feel the need to get something done right now. Workers go down as Mana on the other side is Archon dropping of all things against Blink Stalkers. That feels incredibly sketchy, but he's going to be in the main base. He's going to make some work happen, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess he's afraid of the counterattacks and so, but He's come back down to the lower ground again, plus 2 attack. The Immortal coming about on the bottom right. A couple of zealots are going to clean up a gateway as well. An interesting game. On a couple of zealots hanging about. Mortal Archon Stalker continuing up through the center. We will see how the units continue to gather around here. Back to even supplies, which is pretty wild, actually. Like the army of Mana, just obviously all these Archons should do a lot for him. He's got a few more than his opponent. The Zealots getting clumped up. Mana ran out of Zealots very quickly, though, which means his tech units start getting hit a bit more quickly himself. I think he's going to come out the other side of this with just too much. 5 Immortals versus the 3. He's going to start target fighting them down even. And the Archons kind of stick around and do a lot of splash damage. Now Zealots are going to show up, and I actually don't think I like what Mana did target firing on those Immortals. I mean, he also just missed a reinforcement wave that maybe could have just... At the end of the day, if you just get rid of the Archons, then reinforcing Zealots can do so much for you. Oh, he's going to get trapped here. He's going to get stuck trying to escape. And they're going to be in trouble. Recalling that prism away from the upper left-hand side. Zealot Stalker Archon coming back through the center again. Archon Stalkers. The Zealot's going to get on the Nexus. Get rid of that, and then we move up to this high ground. Prism coming over, again a few Hit Templars and the Immortal continue to come about. Comes back out to the front. We are going to see the Archon Stalkers and Zealots coming around the right side. Archons Zealot Stalker continue to come through. A couple of Archons continue to fight. Wazard's getting picked away. Unit's still getting grabbed around. I mean, just big push from Jumi. He has way too much at this point. And yeah, GG says Mana. I feel like Mana had the advantage at so many points this game, but a couple of the decisions he ended up making really backfired on him. I think the recall in the base trade scenario was not necessary the way he did it. That obviously didn't go well for him. So that didn't go great, and then that fight where he had, I felt like he was gonna win that fight, and then it just flopped for him completely. Disastrous. Disastrous. There you go, that make delay for game number 2 of our series here, guys. Get this one started up and get underway. Head on in game, as we have got ourselves in the bottom left hand side. Our green Protoss player, this is for Jumi. And he is up 1 against the red Protoss on the top right hand side, Mana. Getting to our second game of today's series. Alright, we settled down for a couple of moments early game. Cybercore's coming through, gateway's coming up, probes are building. We actually have ourselves on the bottom left a probe wandering around a little bit there for Mana. Got a probe of Jumi going towards the upper right side as well. We've got a Cybercore coming in. Yeah, 2 gates. This is the 1 gate going to be the choice here. Mana playing with that single gate opener for the moment. I haven't talked about the bracket yet today just because we got started quickly, guys, but as we take an early moment or two in this PvP, Hero waits in the quarterfinals for the winner of Mana and for Jumi. Bunny is in the round of 16, he's waiting for an opponent. Zan, Mindel, VK are playing in the round of 16, the winners of that will potentially meet Bunny. Kyo waits for his opponent in a section of the bracket with Gallet and Lunacy. And then Showtime waits an opponent he will play if he wins the winner of Ryong and Percival. So that's where the bracket is at here today in our opening games. As we have our probe moving about against Stargate and the Nexus continue to come online, we get that settled in. Look to see where we're going. Going to drop down a pylon into the center, so just going to put that straight into position here. Mana see that? Yeah, he did see it. So Mana sees it, he's going to immediately just back up. He only has 1 gateway, so there's not much he can do in terms of, you know, coming in to be aggressive onto that. He knows he's better off just trying to be defensive right from the very get-go, so that's going to be his plan. We'll chase that single Stalker back. It's just going to chase it away right now. And the other couple of units continue to gather around for the moment. To come back across, rocks. Continue through. Ordre about halfway done. The pylon does go down. So actually, Mana gets it, but it's going to cost him some stalkers. going to go after this battery. We're going to be firing. Stalker's taking some shots. Void is actually going to get taken down. Stalkers on both sides, still hitting those other Stalkers. Continue to trade through as best as possible. Oracle's been busy in the main base draining the battery energy, but if the battery runs dry, this Oracle you would have expected to get cleaned up now actually does get a few kills in the end. So Mana is able to deliver some damage there. Stalkers continue now back through the center again. Stalkers still gathered. Okay, we have an Avoider's gonna hit. Stalker's gonna be taking some shots. We will see our batteries taking damage. So Jimmy about to have his blink and trying to make something happen right now. Actually going to dive as the Immortal and Void Ray trying to put up a defense. I always feel like with an Immortal, I'm meant to feel fairly safe, but we're going to get through here as Jumi. He's going to blink back onto the Void Ray. Energy overcharge to keep the Void Ray alive that much longer. Just loses the Void Ray, but he's going to get so many Stalkers. With the new Immortal out, I think Mana is going to be absolutely fine here in the end. Few Stalkers pulling back, the Adept coming through. And then Prism on the way up, battery coming over as well. We continue to bring this into play right now. I mean, at this point for Jimmy, obviously he's down in base. He's got to keep going, but Mana's about to have a Prism, so he's going to add some safety to his Immortals, which is obviously incredible. Even getting a bit confident chasing now, but it's going to open the path for the Stalkers to maybe move through. Maybe they can get the Prism Snipe straight away. Going to jump on the Immortals. I mean, yeah, Mana's out of position. This is going to be your chances for Jumi. He's going to try and get the Prism right now. Oh my god. The Immortal nearly died inside as Mana gets caught in the worst possible place he could have done. He's just keeping that Immortal alive for a little bit longer. But he lost all of his tech advantage here. He just stepped out on the map when he probably wasn't meant to. Makes this so much closer than it really needs to be. So continue to come about as we have another push over to the sides. Going to be starting to ping away. A couple more Stalkers getting warped in. Blink is coming up as well. And we say Jimmy saying GG because he cannot do enough right here. So that is going to be that. And we are going to have ourselves victory in this game 2 for Mana. And we are all tied up going to a game 3 here. And our opening map of the day. Get this up and rolling in just a few short moments, guys. So, next map Game 3. I said open a map, opening series of the day, sorry. So we'll get into this in a few moments. Let me know what's up, let me know how we're all doing here in the WardiTV February qualifier. Brackets moving along, and I already mentioned a bit of what's going on there. We'll come back to that if needed as we get ready for Abyssal Reef. We're coming into Abyssal Reef here in just a couple moments. Let's send it to game number 3. How's everyone doing? Like I said, let me know what's up. Happy weekend to you all. As we have in the bottom right side, our green Protoss player for Jumi. Taking on our red Protoss in the upper left-hand side, Team Liquid some mana. So best of 3, game number 3. Coming into this one, let's see what we get. Top 4 players today qualified to the WardiTV February tournament, guys. And we will be obviously considering a lot of the players that signed up for invites as well. We always prioritize that. Always like to try and prioritize people who play in the qualifiers. Helps us out a whole bunch. So that's why we are currently moving to. That is the current plan of action. Couple gates coming online. I'm just going to be seeing our cyber cores coming through on both sides as well, so we keep that going, we keep moving this along. And we'll see where we go to with 2 gates from Jumi and 1 gate of mana once again. A little bit of a repeat on what we were seeing last time around. Have ourselves a couple moments, we sit chilling and waiting as our probe pulls back across to see what else it can maybe do. Stalkers, sentry, gonna come over to the corner. And the next coming in on both sides, the Oracle and the Stalker coming up from mana. Our wall gates will be just about halfway done for the moment, so again, get that all underway here. And we just wait for our units to be popping. I mean, both players are expanding, so nothing overly aggressive. Mana is going to have that Oracle on the map, which you can utilize in the near future, so expecting that to be a priority from him. All the way down the bottom side, this Oracle moves. And straight across into position. And we have the Paladin and the Adept going to work their way through as well, looking for a little bit more damage themselves. Trying to find as much as possible here. Facing our Stalkers, Sentry. Just going to turn the Oracle and the Adept around and away for a couple of moments. Gonna be a Guardian Shield coming up a little bit defensively once again as well. Blink continue up on both sides, couple gates coming through, probes are building as well. Again, that blink continuing in, the gates coming about, the battery coming through, all of this continues up for the moment. Oracle gets back towards the top side, making a little bit of a move at the moment, journeying around. And the blink is coming up, finishing very soon. Next is on the way from Mana. Just gonna get the Oracle getting revelated, the blink still coming by. And that Oracle will continue to move through for a couple of moments here. Just when we have these Stalkers continue to gather together. Just gonna get a shot off. Oracle goes down immediately. It's a nice little catch as the Stalkers continue to come through for the moment. It's actually going to be a lot of units from Mana, though, getting a good jump and chase onto his opponent here, so able to chase quite nicely and follow on through. Dark Shrine coming up, Gateway coming in. I'm just going to be seeing our Robo Facility and Nexus continue to come through as we speak, so all of that continue to come online right now. These Stalkers get up to the high ground, going to try and come in again. Continuing up, just going to be seeing a couple of Stalkers going down. Man, really pressing the issue here. 12 army supply, already killing some probes as well. Keeping himself in a pretty decent spot. Stalkers in the low ground, going to get chased around still. Dark Shrine about to finish. The Gateway coming through. Probes and the Stalker coming online as well. These Stalkers really trying to press the issue. But they blink across. One more Stalker will take damage. And Dark Shrine, Stalkers, Probe. All coming online here. We continue to trade out. Two more Stalkers just got warped in. We'll see our Simulator coming about as well. Prism is about to finish. We got our extra gates and probes and the charge all coming through still. So again, we continue to establish that for the moment. We've seen TT showing up though, and Mana has to deal with this. Observer about to pop out, so taking a couple of moments before we're able to really get this underway. Our Stalks come blinking up, gonna go after those other Stalkers, so in they go. Making a play right now. And to try and catch wherever they can. Now blinking across the other side for a couple of moments as well. And just gonna be seeing 26 probes currently going down here so far. A lot more workers continue to come about as we have. I mean, Mana just losing so much economy, and now Fujumi is basically in control of this, right? Is where we're going to sit on this one, I think. And a little Corona boost, a few more probes continue to come about as well. Starting +1 coming through. The next has a couple more gates coming about as well. And charge next. It's all continuing through for the moment. Just going to be having extra results coming around. The Stalker's going to hit the rocks, open up some space. So open up those rocks, we'll continue to move forward. Again, we have the Immortal coming through, Robo Facility and gates coming about, Zealots as well. Knocking down some rocks, continue to come through. Gonna see our Stalker stepping up, a couple of those units going down. Again, the +1 Prism, couple of Zealots coming over. Our Stalkers will continue there. Man says GG, well played. Man, he was in so much control in so much of these matches, so many of these matches. He really let this slip, I think. Mana, to me, did a lot of what he should have done to win this, but wasn't able to keep it together when it mattered most. GG's. I don't want to watch maybe Zound vs the winner of Eber and Bunny. That might be a fun matchup to wait on next. Maybe an idea for what we can get into. Jimmy takes that win. You probably just wait here a moment or two. Try and figure out what we're going to. Bunny and Eber are 6 minutes in game. Well, yeah, I guess we do a little bit waiting, because Hero's going to play for Jumi, but I'd like to jump into something that's not PvP, because we could have a lot of PvP in the rest of the tournament anyway. If we could do some non-PvP, that would be quite nice. Hey, Eber Bunny would be fun if it's another game as well. Yeah, I 100% agree. Like Showtime has an opponent now as well, so looking good. Moving along. Keeping track of where we're going. Do 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 do. if it's from the PvPs. Well, like I say, he was playing Bunny, so if Bunny wins, it'll be a TV. He was in the bracket as well. Wrong. There's a few Terran hopes, but yeah, I don't know what else to tell you guys. It's Protoss dominated era of StarCraft 2 right now. Just trying to check on where people are at. Like I said, I think we're just going to wait a little bit for some matches here, guys. Probably just jump to a break screen, because it might be a couple minutes. Might just be a little bit better than me just sitting here not doing anything ridiculous. So let's take a break screen. We'll come back. Hopefully get some action go for you guys ASAP. And I'll see you guys in just a few. Hello guys, we're going to go into the next game of Bunny Eba because they've just hosted up into that. I'm just trying to figure out what the score is there. Should be able to get going. Looks like we're going to regame on the lobby, so just a second, guys. I'll get this sorted out. Get ready to go, go, go. Trying to get this hosted a second time here. Trying to get this underway. A little bit of patience while we get through this. Try to double check the scores and get going into game number 2. Alright, so Bunny leads by 1 map as we head into our second game here on Leylines. Get this ready to begin. Perfect. Alright, let's jump in game. We've got ourselves a second game between Bunny, the red Terran in the bottom left-hand corner, and Eba, the blue Zerg in the upper right. A rare Zerg sighting in an online tournament, I know. See how we do is, this is a qualifier for the WardiTV February event. This is still a round of 16 match, I believe, so the winner of this ends up in a qualifying best of 3. So like I say, we'll see how that goes, we'll see what happens. This is where we are at for the moment. Magic as and Pool coming online, Reaper in the orbital command coming through. Overall coming around the bottom, SCV getting into the center, again Reaper orbital command center, all coming up for the moment. Again the hatch and the pool coming online as well, so we bring this all into play, get that going, and away we rumble. Queens and Lings coming up on online as well. Drone coming over, just gonna get in position and nipple up at that SCV, so a little bit of damage to be done here. Drone and SCV gonna go back and forth on one another. The SCV actually wins that fight, Reaper has to pull to the side. Reaper about to show up, so if the Lings are gonna clear the way, the Reaper will be here, and that can continue to block this hatchery. Yeah, we shouldn't let that go down. Obviously, actually does get a shot on the drone there, so it's a little bit lower on HP. Reaper's going to chase for the Ling, gets back, blocks the hatch location, and Bunny already making Eba's life difficult early on in this game number 2. So yeah, life already being made to be a bit of a struggle. Gets the block again, and now the drone's too far away to be saved, so that is going to go down as well. Again, Ling Speed Queen continue to come about currently. Have our Reaper going to find, or attempt to find another drone. This time I think the Queen will push the Reaper back so we can actually do it. Reaper pulls back through again, drones coming about, Ling Speed coming up, Queen on the way. Hatch pops out a Queen. We do see the Zerglin's going to be there. We're putting a grenade down. Two Hellions, Reaper just joining back together, back to the center. Queen's going to be there. Ling's going to get around. One Hellion. Just about being kept away for the moment. And Hellions, the Reaper still gathering up. Stimpak coming through. The SCV's coming about. Marines as well. Reducing on by for the moment. We're just going to be there, continue to push back. We do have a Stimpak coming through, Marines coming up. Need to settle for the moment is just have a couple Queens once again in position. Push that around and handle that pretty well so far. And Stimpak building, the extra barracks on the way. Holden's going to lift off and go toward the third base. Get rid of the Overlord of the Viking, and at the same time, Bunny's threatening on the other side with the Hellions breaking through. Lings go down. Can we reach the drones? 3 Hellions are still looking pretty comfortably alive, which is one-shot territory. Drones are dropping and dropping fast, as we'll check the workers killed here in a second. They stack up a little bit even, running back over. It's going to be the end of it. How many drones went down? 8 for 6 Hellions? It's not great, but it could be much worse. I mean, at least you get the 6 Hellions, and they are now out of there, so it's actually a much improved situation. There's a couple of Queens pull over to the sides. Viking is back looking for another Overlord. Yeah, transfusion on it. The Queens will then protect the Overlord, so we're going to be able to save that there. The depot comes down the bottom side here. Mules coming about, Marine tank coming about. Gets up to the top. Marines and the units continue to gather together, just gonna get a couple tanks sieging up already. You start a hit. Nice positioning from Bunny, getting off to a reasonable start there. We see the Lings and the Bane's going to try and run back through, but the tanks actually get re-sieged on time. So pressing up, tanks moving around. And are we actually going to go for another base here? I mean, we obviously kind of like the position right now with choke points available, but we are going to get a jump on this. Ling and Bane jumping through. Marines just about load up in time. Able to get away from that one. Bottom side, Marines going to hit the right side base. That would put you down to 3 bases here as EBIT, which is not ideal. A few Lings show up, but not enough. We might even be able to stand and fight some of those Lings. We're already rallied into each other, but I don't know if we really had to do that. Couple units are going to be there. Lings going to fire. Medevac taking some more damage. Lings and a couple of drones coming through. Continue to come back about. Bane coming around, Marines are joining. Yeah, we are denying the drops, but obviously Bunny is getting a lot done out of it, right? So able to do very well. obviously now we're getting toward Lingbane Hydra, but I mean, Lingbane Hydra doesn't matter. The composition doesn't matter if you don't have enough numbers. And right now, numbers is a growing problem. Is Evo has the economy. It's just the actual size of army. I mean, Bunny shows up with another force on the bottom right side. This fourth base just got cancelled. Maybe going to get cancelled again. We got one Baneling already. We're going to honestly split backers very nicely there. Lets the Marauder tank a lot of the Bane shots. Nicely done. Lifts up. Got a good trade before we leave. What you love to see. Female Bane's is going to come morphing in right now. Everything else starting to join up as well. Bio pushing through. Tank is going to siege up a little bit closer to the roll right there. We try and make something happen with that. Another couple of Banes are going to come forward. They get blown up by tanks. This back and forth from Eva is not doing him any favors right now. Couple Hydra's going down. Bio continues through. Hydra's still taking shots. Lings as well. Hydra's taking a bit more damage. Zergling's going to run over to the side. Bioforce will be there. All those Lings are going to melt. The Hydra's still whacking away. A couple of Banes are going to try and get through. Actually connects, and the Bioforce has to lift up and get out of there. But the Ling Hydra still continuing forward as well, as we have got Zerglings back onto the Marauder here. Hey, Slow Joe, thank you so much. Oh, I'm just going to GG as Eva is under attack over here as well. Slow Joe, thank you so much for the 39-month resub is what I was about to say. Subbing for 6 months in advance, dude. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I appreciate the sub in advance. We've been dropping regular, just paid subs over the last couple months, so trying to get, yeah, just gonna have to. I feel like we need a bigger revamp. I don't know what a revamp looks like. I don't know if we just need to come in with more passion or something again. Like, I feel like we've got some work to do. Get the stream back on track. Maybe we need a couple bigger WardiTV events again. Maybe that's what the WardiTV WardiTV 2025 circuit needs to be. Alright guys, thank you Sojo, appreciate it again. Thanks for subscribing months in advance as well. It's awesome. Right, what are we gonna do? We are gonna follow Bunny in against Down. I think makes the absolute most sense. So we'll hop on over to the Korean server for that one. And get into that round of 8 match. And just go from there. Perfect. Alright, let's hop on over to Korea. So yeah, I'll run some ads and stuff, guys. Try and get some ad revenue rolling through our qualifier. Like I say, hop on over here to Korea and join Zown and Bunny. Alright, invited the party comes through. Alright guys, take a couple moments to jump into Down versus Bunny. They are just vetoing as we speak and get that underway. Cool, cool, cool. Chaos Lunacy. Those guys should be finishing up soon, honestly. Hey, what's up, Stan Cops? Thank you so much. This is 7-month resub on the Prime. Haven't seen Bunny in a while. Yeah, Bunny has been a little bit. To me, he was definitely away for a while, but he's been around. He's played in a couple of things here and there. So, yeah. For a while, he just didn't play anything, and then he started playing stuff. I feel like he was kind of building back up, ready for the season to start, and then the season has not really started. Yeah. So, have a look at wanted to have a look at Bunny's match history. He played in WardiTV Christmas Eve games. We've had him played a couple of times actually. What else has he been playing in? He played in a show match 3-4 against Solar, played in the Leo League Cup qualifiers. He actually doesn't have an official match. He had one best of 7 against Solar. This is his first. These are his first official matches since kind of late December. I know when we were casting him in some qualifiers, he's playing some WardiTV Mondays, he was asking about, he was very sad about the possibility of no EWC for StarCraft 2. So, yeah, same with pretty much everyone. Same problems, right? As we go to the top right-hand side, red Terran player is Bunny, taking on the blue Protoss. In the bottom left-hand side, we have Zaun. As we get into game number 1 of a best-of-3 series here. Winner of this qualifies into the round of 4, which also means you qualified into the main event of the WardiTV February, because that is top 4 from today, as well as invites. That's the only qualifier we're having, guys, just because there isn't really actually room in the schedule, I don't think, for another qualifier. I wanted to get this done in a certain time frame. There's like a weekend free in a couple of weekends' time. I want that weekend to be playoff weekend, and so in order to hit that, we need to basically just have the one qualify and have the groups on certain days. So yeah, that's where we're at. That's how things are looking. That's how things are going. As we settle into game number 1, we'll see Zaun able to just start up with a gateway. Barracks is at home from Bunny as well, so no immediate sign of aggression there. You always got to be wary of these kind of things, because proxying is a very common occurrence, realistically. At the end of the day, we see that a fair amount of the time. But not from Bunny this time, as he goes into the CC on the low ground, and without 100 gas, he's going to go, what, factory before anything on the barracks? Interested to do this before even a marine, but clearly wanted to just get this up as soon as possible. So a little bit of a unit cut to get the tech down even faster while also still expanding, so it's a fun kind of mix of focusing eco while also focusing on tech. We'll see what that kind of lands Bunny in terms of being able to get across the map and potentially do damage and so on in the near future, because you'd imagine it's going to give you some shots making a couple things happen, I would say. So yeah, we'll see how that runs over the next few moments here. As that reactor coming up and online. And yeah, next is coming online, halfway done. Stalker is about to finish as well. Hallucination just checking to see what's up. Obviously, Sazam getting some early info with the hallucination. He's going to go Stargate. Sazam seems to be quite a Stargate fan lately. He's been doing a lot of Stargate openers in comparison to in comparison to a lot of other things that we've been seeing. So interesting. Obviously, a lot of players have been just playing Blink, 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 but yeah, Zan, it's not just like he mixes Stargate in, it feels like he really goes to Stargate as his main choice. So that part is exciting, as again, that Stargate's about to finish up, Gateway coming through, Warpgate will finish, Medevac and Marines producing Widow Mines popping from the factory, and that hallucination will take a few more shots of damage again. Got bunkered down. Raven is on the way up, so just gonna get that harassing option available to us here pretty much straight away, so we can get that online. Ready to go, go, go. And Cloak coming up, we are going to be seeing the Hellion is just going to get bopped back by the Adept as well, so going to push that away for the moment. And Rax, SCVs, Marines, Stimpack. Continue to come online. A couple of Hellions, well, a couple of Phoenix over here going to actually shut down the Medevac and the Widow Mine drops. So that's going to be a huge shutdown. Obviously, Phoenix give you a lot of safety in these kind of situations, and that's going to be exactly one of those moments. Phoenix still moving around up on the top, trying to get away a little bit here. Phoenix is going to find the Raven as well, right? So that's going to be a great catch. Get rid of that. That is going to be absolutely huge. Phoenix will continue back around the top side and join up with the other Phoenix, and this has been a great start. I mean, this is exactly what you're kind of meant to see in moments like this so far. Phoenix continue through around. What's up, Kalov? How are you doing? Thank you so much for the 40-month resub. Hoping the Chiefs lose today. Wow. You and the rest of America, apparently. Imagine that. Starting 25 and the Eagles are the world's favorite. Stimpack about to finish. Combat shield coming through. +1 attack building on the Forge as the double medevac boosts down the right-hand side. The Phoenix are going to go back down to the bottom left. Away they go. Phoenix will continue to cruise about, but this army has gotten onto the map, so a few units are going to be able to get away here, if nothing else, for a couple of seconds. Just going to be able to stand back. So the next is on the bottom side, that fourth base coming about. Players, got ourselves a Zealot, Century Stalkers coming about as well. Seeing the, I mean, this force was never going anywhere, especially with how easy an early game we've had so far. Just seeing our obs coming through, Bioforce continue to gather together. Gonna be seeing the little bit of damage coming out. Just gonna be seeing the Phoenix taking hits. Let's get back down bottom side for a moment or two. So Phoenix coming around the bottom again. We've got Blink coming up. Our charge extended thermal lance is on the way in as well. Phoenix just gather. I'm just going to see the rest of the Bio Vikings Widow Mines coming through as well. Continue to take a step across for the moment here. Heading down to the bottom side. But let's see these go down. Bio still coming around the bottom. Woodwine's going to get burrowed up again. And he's going to try and charge in. They are going to lift up all of those Widow Mines. It's going to be big because now it opens the door for just charging through this, and Zaun's army is looking very, very good. Zaun is very good at PvT, by the way. Like, I feel like he might be low-key one of the better PvT players just in Korea. I feel like if he played at this level in all of his matchups, I mean, he is pretty scary, but I feel like his PvT is just so good. Definitely showing it right now in this game 1. It's just been a game of nothing from Bunny. He's killed 2 Phoenix and 20 Zealots. Like, he's just being shut down on every single front. Widow Mines have been dying, and absolutely brutal. Widow Mine shot, Stalk's taking damage, Widow Mine still dropping down. I mean, defensively, Bunny might be able to hang on in there, but we're rebuilding a lot of the tech still here is Zaun as well, and he's taking a 5th base during this, which is obviously a nice improvement too, so continue to add that into play. Still gathering. Gonna pop up that Guardian Shield. We're not gonna commit through for the moment. He's coming about, a couple Stalkers going to get hit, Vikings coming over as well. It's going to be seeing the units coming back through, a couple Widow Mines getting shot down. Being a trade for a moment or two. We'll just have ourselves the couple of Vikings continuing back about right here. So we've seen the Zealot, the Stalkers, the Colossus continue to come about. It's going to be having our push in. I mean, Bunny trying to fight back, but man, he can't even get the Vikings towards the Colossus right now. Not even allowed to happen. This one's going through. CC still setting up. We are going to see our Bio stimming. Vikings jumping onto the Colossus. The Zealots getting jumped on as well. Pull back a little bit further here. Still Colossus still pushing through. The Vikings doing what they can. Bunny just has to say GG. That is going to be Zaun taking game number 1 of this best of 3 series. And yeah, like I say, his PvT is looking like some of the very best right now, and absolutely shows it there in that opening game as we're going to go Frostline for game number 2. Here in this qualifier. There's the rest of the bracket at Hero 2-1 Jumi. Jumi got a map off Hero. That's fun. I wonder if this does play here in the round of 4. Hero versus Geralt, Showtime versus Rung. Showtime Rung has happened a few times lately. They keep playing in like WardiTV Mondays and so on. So that's kind of interesting as the countdown comes through. Bottom left-hand side. Red Terran player is going to be Bunny. He's down a game to Zaun in the upper right-hand side. Upper right-hand side. Probes will gather, and the SCV comes across. SCV depot, probe, and a pylon. Well, the SCV just moves about. Again, gate. The simulator continue to come through for a couple of moments. Play the engineering bay block here, try and mix things up a little bit. Engineering bay coming about. We've seen the Nexus coming down here, CC still setting up. We're not going to be having ourselves the Cybercore coming in as well. Is the Reaper just going to come stepping through for a moment or so? An Adept in the Warp Gate coming online. Just going to be having ourselves the Reaper still poking about. Obviously would like to find a way in here if possible. Reaper hops. And again, just continue to move around, obviously just trying to find info. So I'm not going to play the Stargate this time. I'm going to go into the Blink, so not going to do kind of what we thought might be the case here. Reaper and Hellion joined together. We just have ourselves the Blink coming through, a couple extra gates, and the Robo Facility coming about as well. Reaper and Hellion moving around, Blink in the center coming up, a couple of gates coming in, the Robo Facility building. Now Reaper comes around the bottom side. So again, trying to see a little bit of what's up, a little bit of what is happening here. Again, that Blink coming back through. Again, the Gateway Robo Facility coming online. The Hallucination of Zaun will make its way towards the bottom left into this main base in the next couple of moments. Again, barracks finishing up, medevac coming through. Marines will get rid of that hallucination. Still got the Blink coming by, the Observer as well. And a Nexus in there with an Assimilator. And that is where we are going right now in this second game. Waiting for the Blink, and that's where Zaun should take to the map and be able to maybe find a few opportunities and possibilities. And it comes straight on by. And then gets turned around, we get pushed back a little bit. And having ourselves the Stalker finishing up. Stim back combat shield +1 coming through. There goes a Reaper. Shots coming in there as well. Still got Marauder event effects, impact combat shield and +1 coming through as well. +1 in charge coming up from Zaun. If I can unload out to the side here, I like it as a way to potentially catch a few stalkers. He's going to stim there. Like I said, we've got units out on the other side if we commit to it. Blink right now is Zaun. You're going to be in trouble. He sees it a moment too late with the Observer. He already blinked. Bunny, I think, was maybe a step away from getting more. He actually, Zaun probably stepped back accidentally there, I think, and actually ended up in even more trouble. Fire coming back through. Raven gathering up there as well. Gonna be overhead. Continue to press forward. This few Zealots Stalkers getting warped in. Battery's still putting some work through. Just going to be seeing the Bio Force into this natural. I mean, this is going to be Stalkers, Immortal, all going down here as well. A lot more damage being dealt right now as continue forward. Just going to be seeing the Marines doing a lot. I mean, this is just a lot of damage done. And in fact, I think we just GG a sound. Yeah, I think we just GG. Gets completely overrun. And just like that, the script flipped. And we are going to go to a Game 3 this series. Alright, well that was a fun little push from Bunny, who just gets down to fall apart, head into the Game 3 of this year, and get that on the go in a few moments' time. But one second, let me just cancel the quick. Alright, getting with 3. Get this underway. And ready to begin. Let's kick this off. Let's get this going. Alrighty, let's go in-game, as we have got ourselves in the bottom right-hand side, the red Terran player, Bunny, getting it done with a quick push in that last one, as he takes on Zaun. The blue Protoss in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, guys. This is the WardiTV February qualifier. This is a qualifying series. There's a very good chance, I will stand by, obviously, the idea that if you play in the qualifying and you do well, you're likely to get an invite. There's a very good chance that either of these players do get invited anyway. It does sometimes still depend. Yeah, it does still depend on the kind of the composition of the tournament and how many races of each style we have. But yeah, we'll see. The qualifier is still nice because it gives us an extra day of streaming, gives us a little bit of build up into it. There's still a bit of prize money on the line for today as well, so we do play out past the top 4. We play into the finals, and we play out that finals too. So a little bit of prize money difference for that reason as well. That's where we are at. Awesome stuff. Again, I want to give a little shout out to the Patreon page, by the way, and the Patreon pledges we've had recently. There's been a few generous people, especially on Patreon as of late, and that's really awesome. It's helping out us a lot. And yeah, the Patreon at patreon.com/WardiTV is kind of where we take anything that gets pledged on Patreon, goes directly into WardiTV prize money. So this entire tournament is actually funded off of January and February's Patreon, because Patreon has been so great to us the last couple of months. So do check out the Patreon page if you want to support and you want to see specifically just more great tournaments and money going into those tournaments. As our Cybercore builds here from Zaun, we get that underway, the factory, the command center, building as well. The probe of Zan pulls up to the high ground. And we just have an expansion on either side, and we wait to see where this game is going to take us in the next few moments. It's going to take a moment or two as we have our Twilight Council building reactor on the starport. Hallucination is going to come through as well. As the starport continues through. And Hallucination going to be there. Starport getting pushed back a little bit. Couple moments here we go. Punching. As you have a blink coming through, the Vault Gate coming in. The Marine's going to be there to keep that Hallucination at bay as well. Bunker at the front, so a little bit of safety here from Bunny at the moment. Couple of Stalkers, obviously blink once again from Zan. Here's me portraying Zan as a Stargate only player, but he really has just gone Stargate once and then back to blink. And he saw success with that Stargate build as well. He completely shut Bunny down. He played around him completely. Just doesn't feel like he can get away with it here on this map, apparently. STV pops out against him, halfway done. Combat shield coming over. Additional Marines are coming up as well, as we do have our Stalkers in the center from the Zound continue to gather together. Stalkers up into the main base. SCV continues through against Impact Combat Shield and +1 coming over. Marauders and Medivacs are on the way. And the Forged Immortal and Charge coming online as well. +1 attack will come up. It's another Immortal popping. The SCV Scout has returned home, making it back. And you're going to get 4 extra gateways coming through. Marine Marauder Medivac producing this army is going to come through the bottom side. So Bunny with a little bit of a drop coming across. Raven here as well to accompany this drop in. Stalker's in position, and that is a scary drop to commit to as well. What, are we going to get anything? What a bad call by Bunny. I mean, you lose both your Medivacs. He's killed a Stalker. He just lost 20 supply for nothing, essentially. That was just not a commitment he should make, but Zound jumps on that, absolutely benefits from it. Ouch. Medivacs back down the bottom side. +1 coming through. Medivacs Marauders coming about as well. Oh my god. Deja vu? If this was a replay, I'd be scared I just accidentally hit the rewind button halfway through the game or something, because, not exactly the same, even less units got out this time, but the fact that Bunny even makes the same play! Bunny has always been a bit of a reckless player in terms of, like, you know, he'll be crazy and he'll drop anywhere and he will not care what he's dropping into, but, like, that moment is, that's kind of a no-go. Like, that was not it. Yeah. I mean, that's how you lose games, because that's just so much supply lost. There's almost no way that this benefits you now. We've got some hallucinated probes. Actually, all get taken down. Widowmine's Unburrow and Reburrow a couple of times. Honeyhatchee making a very good defense out of this. The Unburrows on the Widowmines actually did a lot for him. He's going to try and come back through. Just imagine he had 2 more full Medivac units. Like, honestly, like, look at this and how decent it was. Imagine he has, like, 30 to 40 more supply of bio, because he didn't just give away his drops. What a disaster, unfortunately, for Bunny. And that is going to be Zound moving through to the semi-final match, qualified for the WardiTV February. And he will be taking on Hero as we continue through the day for a little bit of prize money. $75 for first, $25 for second. Everyone else is still playing, by the way. So we're going to get Zound versus Hero underway. We'll get that started. Kick off into some action. So we'll get Zound vs Hero underway. The other semi-final is yet to get set up, so still having a look at that. Oh, stretch you out a little bit, guys. How are we doing? Thanks for joining us. Good viewership for a little qualifier day. Appreciate it. Thank you for dropping by. Hanging out. As we're going to get into this PvP in a couple of moments here, so we'll get that underway. Alright guys, like I said, just waiting for these guys to video up, but we should be able to get pretty much straight underway here, so get that going ASAP for y'all. Thank you, like I say, a little bit of patience. I appreciate we're just taking some time, but players have to veto and stuff as well, right? So there's a reason why it takes us a moment here and there. So yeah, Zound versus Hero. Like I said, the other side of the bracket is Geralt versus Cure. And at the same time also Showtime versus Ryung. When both those matches are done, the winners play each other in the other semi-finals. So that is where we're at right now. Just like I said, waiting for Zound and Hero to be vetoed. And we can kick this off. Pressed our way into the party. Alright, these guys are chatting. What are you doing? Got that going. Geralt versus Kira. Geralt Kira is already in game. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me to cast a round of 8, which is like halfway through, instead of, which might even, you know, finish and just be done already by the time before we even get a game, instead of just going into a fresh series. So we'll do the semis. I know it's PvP. I'm not thrilled about casting all the PvP either, guys, okay? You know, I'm also not into this PvP hype train, but such is life. Down into down here a round of 4 best of 3. Let's get this started up. Let's go into Frostline, guys. So a PvP to get us underway here. As we're going to start off in the bottom left-hand side with the red Protoss player, Zaun. Actually, this is a pretty interesting match, because I do think these are two players who can trade matches against each other quite easily, so let's see what we get. Is in the top right, our blue Protoss is Hero. A little bit of PvP then. Just have to move across the map. And both these guys qualified, now playing for a spot in the finals to try and win some prize money today. Because the player has a chance to earn some money. It means that we get a little bit of a longer stream as well. You know, if we're already done right now, then, you know, we're talking about, what, like, less than 2 hours stream, everyone's qualified. This gives us another hour and so in action. Makes the stream stretch out a little bit nicely. The Proxy from Hero right in the center now. Zan's like getting set to Proxy as well. But he just built 2 Stalks, which are a little bit more gas intensive than the Adepts that Hero built, and that's why there's a difference between the two right now. So they're both going to Proxy a row, but with just different gateway units to do that, which makes this very interesting. Would be huge for Scout to scout this, right? And he is just going to see it. Wow. Line of sight blocker doesn't go the whole way, so Hero gets spotted on the Robo. His Hero's benefit, though, he gets Adepts into the base already, and by getting Adepts into the base already, he is going to be able to come through for 7 probes. Stalkers and the Immortal coming across the store. Coming back through as well as the Prism is going to be on its way from Hero. Immortal continues up. Like I say, the damage he already did was really nice. Being ahead on workers right now is a big advantage as we step forward. The pylon going to be taking some hits. Immortal over here crashing through, putting some damage out. Depower a couple of those gateways for the moment as well. Stalker's coming down this ramp, and Mortal taking some hits, another couple of units coming across still. I mean, depowering the gateways is just massive, because now Zaun doesn't have access to his defense, essentially. Remember that a bunch of his stuff is across the map. He is with the Proxy Robo, is going to depower the Robo of Hero, but I think he sees that he's just never going to win, because he would have to walk the Immortals back over here still. Yeah, Zaun's just left without a realistic way to handle this, and that's going to be GG's. Hero is going to take a opening game of this best of 3. Proxy Robo versus Proxy Robo. The Adepts really make a better chance of getting something done than anything else is what it comes down to. As we get ready for game number 2. I'm going to go to Abyssal or Reef. Still no results on the other quarterfinals. As we head into game number 2 right now. Let's jump into Abyssal Reef. Let's get it going. Go Stargate every game so they can't Proxy Robo. It's not a guaranteed defense anymore. The problem with Stargate is that Stargate is not as catch-all as it used to be, so going Stargate every game sometimes just lands you in trouble as well. Which is definitely also a little bit of a factor at the very least. As it is going to be Zaun in the top left-hand side here. Our red Protoss player taking on Hero, our blue Protoss in the bottom right side. Game number 2 of the series. Get this underway. So Hero has a lead into a second game right now. Away we go. So we get set up. As you can see, our probe's going to bounce. The probe of Zaun patrolling here as he keeps an eye on what's up early. Has to make sure he's very aware of just what's potentially going on. Probe going back around to the natural. Again, Cyber Core's coming up. Gateway coming through. Probes are on the way. Zealot's producing as well. A little nibble or two coming off there as we go chase around. 2 gateways for Zaun and just the 1 from Hero this time. Hero is definitely a guy who's been doing a lot of this 1 gate expanding, so not too surprised to see that kind of be the case for him right now. And see that being a go-to for him at the moment. Okay, this Nexus coming through. The hallucination continues to come across over the other side here. I'm going to get straight to the upper left side. Stalker going to get underneath. Going to ping that for a couple of moments as well. We had a couple sentries into play on the gateways, so we're bringing those up too. Getting that all going right now. Again, there's a couple sentries coming by, the robotics facility coming online. Let's get a lot of this built up right here as a hallucination. Continue to do some of the scouting work, put some of the efforts in already. Council building as we speak. As the dev comes back around over the right hand side here, it's just going to go moving and cruising for a little bit. Once it gets in, without a doubt getting in, we're going to see a couple of probes taking some damage. I think we'll get a couple of workers. Not bad when it's just one adept and you get 2 probes. I like that, actually. One adept doesn't feel very scary a lot of the time because you don't have one-shot potential through batteries, but in this case it works out. In this case we actually do have a way to deal some damage, and that's what counts. So it's going to be a nice grab as Stalkers and Sentries continue to gather together. Hallucination still moving through the center of the map. Hallucination moving around. Still down on the bottom right side. Just going to be seeing that blink coming over. The rest of this continue to come through still. Yeah, so Hero just goes into the Immortals and and so, I mean, I actually always think Hero is very much so a player who really likes playing this very defensive style, actually, which is funny because I feel like Hero is always built upon being an aggressive player and jumping up in your face and being right up in there and doing so much. Yeah, right now just playing a little bit of a defensive setup. Ourselves a couple of units that deal with the hallucination. As Blink finishes down, we'll apply some pressure, so coming straight across the map. Try to get something done over these next few moments. Update on the bracket, by the way, Showtime 2-1 over Young, so another Protoss into the round of 4 today. It's another one to keep track of. Stalkers coming over the right-hand side. Just going to be seeing the blink and the +1 coming through. The charge and the +1 coming about. Stalkers going to go after a couple of probes. Stalkers and Immortal just going to be there. Stalkers getting pushed out the other direction. More shots again. Charge and +1 coming about. The Temple Archives coming online. Stalkers really don't get up to much as we go to 3 bases each. Disruptor production already on the way from Hero, so he's just going to go directly into Disruptors. That's something you just see nowadays in PvP a lot of the time. Actually, the Disruptors kind of get ignored a lot of the time, in fact, so yeah, definitely a little bit interesting there as the hallucination continues back up the other direction still. Again, Blink and Disruptors on the way, so Hero will essentially just invite this to become kind of Blink Disruptor Wars. It's a little scary because Blink Disruptor Wars can definitely go a little bit all over the place, can definitely come down to like a couple of just critical Disruptor shots, but I mean, that's what we kind of love watching. So it's very fun for us to watch, very unfun to play a lot of the time, I think very stressful to play in comparison to how fun it is for us to actually watch in comparison, so I think that's actually a good way of describing it. Let's just see our Stalkers going to come through. Sentries, Immortals getting chased down. I mean, this is nice already having the Immortals up, being able to do very well against the first few Stalkers that are arriving. Then also having the Disruptors already on the way to me is opening a very good pathway to success right now. I like what Hero has done early to establish himself in this game. The Stalker's going to blink underneath. The hallucination goes down. More Stalkers in the Obs coming over. We are just going to start hitting a few of those Stalkers for a couple of moments. Go back and forth, pulling back into the center. Other result, by the way, came in. We have officially confirmed that it is going to be a Showtime second semi-final today, so that'll be coming up once we, once we get finished up with these, with this PvP. Stalkers grab a hallucination, +2 on both sides. Again, Phoenix still building, so we're gonna start going into the anti-disruptor play. Choosing to go into the choosing your anti-disruptor play to basically be Phoenix is it can work. Don't get me wrong. Not gonna hate on it. I think it's absolutely a viable option. I always think of it as a it's kind of like you're kind of diffusing your opponent's threat without really applying as much threat of your own, right? Like, if I'm here, I'm not really worried about the Phoenix as much as I'm just worried, like, oh, maybe my units don't do as much here, but a lot of the time that doesn't necessarily matter that much anyway. As we will see, Stalkers and Obs moving into the center. A couple of Mortals still trying to lead the charge from Hero at any moment in time. Disruptor shots coming about. I mean, Phoenix just a little bit too far away right now. Gonna be able to lift those Disruptors. We have enough Phoenix to keep on lifting. I would not mind to see some target fire on those Phoenix as well, right? Really just knock out the anti-disruptor play straight away as Zaun tries to just barrel roll his way through this. You can see Zaun continuing to punch on forward, but Stalkers just going to be coming back the other way. Archon going to take a few shots as well. Here's Supply starting to pull back a little bit. Disruptor still getting lifted. Another Disruptor shot coming through. Doesn't quite land. Stalker's still firing it up. There's going to be seeing another couple of Disruptors lifting through. Zaun's Army Supply starting to come back in his favor again here. He only really has an Archon left and then a bunch of Phoenix, but he will have the Zealot reinforcements and he gets a good force field off. As I'm not sure Hero's going to get enough to be able to truly kick this into his favor. He's down 30 Army Supply following this. He will chase his opponent, still blinking. There's still energy left on the Phoenix to deal with the Disruptors. Actually do get a couple centimeters with this Disruptor shot. Is that going to make a difference? I'm not sure just yet. Pull back once again. Reinforcements still coming through here from Zaun. He's taking a 5th base during this as well. Continues to get that on the way. Extra High Templars and Zealots being warped in too. Just 3 attack. Archon production building. See our units continue to come back and forth still. Stalkers gather, a couple of Zealots will begin to drop Disruptors. Potentially fire through here as well. Going to see one of those Disruptors lifted already. Phoenix still going to sit overhead as well. See what they can do. Is it enough? I think so. Alright, looks as though Zaun is going to take this game number 2, guys. Just have our units overrunning here. Phoenix the Immortal, extra Zealot Warpins. That's going to be GG. Zaun is going to tie this PvP 1-1, and we are going to enter a game 3 of this matchup. I'm going to get that rolling here over the next few moments. So, next map coming up. Get that started here in a second. We go to Amygdala. Coco gets cold. I'm going to count down into game number 3. So, jumping into Amygdala right now. And get this started up. And away we go. As we go through this semi-final here. In the bottom left, you're going to see our Red Protoss player using the Phoenix play to his success there. It is going to be Zaun taking on Hero in the top right. Our Blue Protoss to enter game 3. So yeah, some fun moves here so far in this matchup. been entertaining. Let's get ourselves the third map started now. Hero finishes up his single gateway. No second gateway on the way already, so it looks as though we are going to have ourselves a pretty comfortable starting point right now. But Hero will once again try to expand. Meanwhile, Zaun will be playing that double gateway. Could expand off 2 gates as well, just a different way of doing it. Shepard PHX, thank you so much for the 5-month resub on the Prime. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And bring that Stargate through. I'll settle down for a couple moments as obviously Hero choosing that tech choice early. So Stargate coming up next on the way. A couple Stalkers in the Warp Gate coming about as we speak. A lot of that coming online right now. Good morning to you, Circuit Ghost. How you doing? Just dropping by. Thanks for saying hi. Good to hear from you guys. And thanks for joining us for, just like I said, just a little qualifier today. This tournament is going to be starting this coming week, so if you do want to get your eyes on some of these games coming up, over the next week or so we'll have some of the games. I think Group A and B play this week, something to that effect, so yeah, that will be coming through. And look forward to it, because I'm sure we're going to get a list of great players, or to qualify pretty fun today. Excited for that is. A little bit back and forth here, so Stalkers and Hallucinations are going to step their way forward. And Twilight Council about to finish up, the Void Ray coming through. Get settled down for the moment here as we go into game number 3. I mean, obviously we've got Blink now on the way from both players as well, is going to be interesting, so that makes this a fun addition on top of everything else. Blink coming up, gates coming through, probes in production as well. Just have ourselves a few probes going down that low ground. Folks coming across the side again, the Blink coming through. Just gonna have Blink about halfway done on both sides right now, so again we get that settling. The Oracle getting back towards the upper right. And just continue to scout about and see a little bit of what's going on. Forge Nexus on the way as well, and still got that Blink coming through, so we're going to get that online. So we're just going to hit Hallucination. Again, next coming about Gates and the Forge. Continue to come by. Our Adept heads down to the bottom side as we speak. And Hero safe enough to get to the next stage of the game without any issues right now. You'll see those units able to knock away at the rocks. We'll take some damage. Units still trying to come about. Zan continues to warp in a couple extra here. I see one Stalker already going down, so again, a couple of shots continuing through as Hero tries to poke, but the defense of Zan is going to be absolutely fine. Stalwart for the moment, holding on very comfortably, even. So yeah, looking really quite fine there. Straight up and simple. This water pop's just going to be seeing a couple of units getting caught as we settle down. More Stalkers coming about, charging +1 upgrades. 4th bases. These two very happy to play a comfortable game here at the moment. Not going anywhere too crazy as we just have our units working their way around the bottom right-hand side. And +2 is going to start up. The charge upgrade is very much so about to be done. But until either of these players want to show us an idea of attacking, then none of this really matters right now. This is very much so a little bit of a waiting game for players to attack, commit, and obviously it becomes a little bit of a different situation. I can maybe develop this a little further and see truly where we're going to end up and what we're going to do. Stalker's coming about, Pro's going to be there as we get in position on the gold. So Hero owning the middle of the map is really important because it should make this gold base difficult to mine from and keep his own gold base much safer. That is a factor that can absolutely come into play over the course of this these next few minutes. So definitely watching this, expecting that to be a factor, as, like I say, already the gold base pulled away from. However, Zaun is looping around the top left side of the map, and that's a move that at the moment it doesn't feel like Hero's really accounting for at all. He's not moving into position there in the slightest, so yeah, all of a sudden Hero's in the one. He's gonna lose a base, but he's gonna kill a base. Problem is, starting to lose your base is going to make it difficult for you to justify kind of committing on the map and staying kind of, you know, in a position where you're trying to get a little bit more done. So that's probably going to make this a little bit more intriguing too as we continue around and die. And Hero is trying to pull back in. I mean, having to fight into your base essentially, like, it's just not fun, right? Is the essential scenario right now, because you're having to play into what is essentially kind of a defensive position from your opponent. That said, Zaun has lost so many workers. He was doing a great job with this split. It's a fantastic kind of split of units. It's kind of where you want to be at the moment. So yeah, he gets rid of the next on the natural. Hero still has a gold base, remember, so while Zaun is kind of trailing behind, one thing Hero doesn't get is actually +2, so we will get upgrades here as we blink up. That should be a dead prism, so no more warp-ins. And now all you can really do here is blink away. I think that's pretty much one of your only good options at this point in time. And if that's going to come down to one of your only good options, this has probably fallen into a state of disarray. I don't know how you really come back and start recovering from this one super easily, to be honest. And Zaun says, I don't know either. GG's, and Hero takes a 2-1 in this semi-final. Second semi-finals, QUALIFIER vs Showtime, guys. They did start game 1. So let's see if we can catch a game 2 of those guys. As Hero will go to the finals to play the winner of that QUALIFIER versus Showtime series when we get there. But first we obviously have to get there. So yes, we will join the... Showtime game. I'm not sure what the score is. I'll check that once we get into the game. I'll just ask the casters because I don't trust they're going to reply in time right now. And we'll go into ley line. So I believe this is game number 2. They started game 1 just when game number 3 of Zaun and Hero was starting up. So it's a pretty fast game 1. Let's try and figure out who is in the lead of this series, and we'll get this underway, guys. So, just a little qualifier. There you go, Curious up 1-0. So yeah, just a little qualifier. We don't necessarily always want to make players wait around and stuff all day when there's just a little qualifier. And it starts to get to the point it's just prize money on the line. I did make them wait for Cure and Zaun game 2 to finish, so the idea was if Cure and Zaun finished 2-0, we would have just gone straight into the semifinal. Because Cure and Zaun went to a game 3, I decided just to let them start up that game 1 instead of making them wait around. Like I say, I was trying to have a little bit of a combination of good for us and good for the players. In this case, I think it's okay for the players to get going on their semi. So, that's what we are at. That's what's going on. Game number 2 here of this best of 3. We wait to see what the plan will be. So, PVT coming through and getting underway. Excited for where we take this, what we do with this. Kira taking a 1-0. Like I say, the game length was not super long, so maybe some earlier aggression or so, setting the tables, setting the expectations for this. Guess we'll see what Kira opens with in this next game now, because that might also tell us a little bit about what we can expect here. So yeah, something like coming online, the probe going over to the left-hand side from Showtime, gonna come moving across here immediately. It's gonna go patrolling over on the edge. Factory and command center coming up as well. Just see our probes continuing down the bottom left. A bit of action here. Obviously the factory going to start getting its add-on going. An important part of this as we bring that into play. Going to take a couple more shots. Still actually going to be able to jump on that Reaper, and that Reaper going to take some pretty heavy hits. So Reaper getting chased away. Does not go down. Still alive to poke around a little bit further, but obviously hurting for the moment. There's our Stalker, our Sentry, going to hit that Reaper a little bit, so some more damage being done, a few more shots coming over. And that charge is chrono boosting on the chrono boosting on the Twilight Council, bringing that up into play as well. Bringing all of that through again, all of that going. That charge comes online. We'll see if Kyo wants to push. If you end up pushing into this, then obviously charge is going to be very nice for you. Showtime. We already have the Medevac, Cyclone, and a few Marines going to come across through the bottom side of the map, so they're going to make a little bit of a move right now as well. So Medevac over the far right side again. Charge is about to finish. We do have Observer, the Nexus coming through as well. Pound drops into place. The hallucination's going to pop. It's going to start heading across the map also. It's a hallucination. Away we go. We got that Nexus up in the center here as well. Just going to put that in position. And again, Blink coming through. Obs coming up. I'm going to bring that into play for the moment. Just gonna chill. Blink is a ways off being done for Showtime, so no pressure just yet as we sit here and have ourselves the Robo Bay coming online, the Forge and the Gateway continue to come through as well, so a lot of this continue to come by for now. The armies gathering together, and we just have ourselves a couple of moments here. While that Robo Bay comes through. Extra gates coming online as well, so we continue to keep this producing. Storm's coming down to the low ground. Moving on, she heads up to the top. Moves back around, so just again, going to continue to shuffle and figure out where it wants to be. Drops an auto turret for an observer. It's an odd catch for the QA, but it is a worthwhile catch. Observers ain't cheap, expensive to replace, so good to just be able to grab one out of the sky right there. For the cost of an auto turret, we take those. Absolutely, we take those. Well, against Impact Combat Shield and +1, all on the way through, so we get those upgrades continue to come out for the moment. And upgrades about to finish. Army getting through to the center. Army gathers again. The Bioforce coming through. +1 armor. Concussive shells coming up as well. Fire steps up, finally going to take some shots, some damage coming through there as well. A few hits starting to come around, just going to get our anti-armor missile going to go off from the Zealots. That opens up potentially the attack in here, so maybe we commit with that information and we make a move. As Kira is already taking position. I mean, he's been setting up for this for a hot second already. So no surprise there, as it's about Showtime figuring out how he breaks through this. Attack. Colossus still coming up. Here we go. Nice tank fire, trying to get rid of the Colossus. For the most part, though, the Colossus are going to get to see the other side of this. Unfortunately, the other side is the bio units breaking through and looking to potentially just kill. At least I thought they were going to. We're actually going to load some units up into the main base. I like that as well. Split up the attention a little bit here. Is really not going to turn out to be a bad thing, so that only benefits you. So you're seeing the units have to come back over. We are going to blink underneath, we're going to kill these medevacs. Also warping as well, but at the same time, Q's taking this as an opportunity. He is pushing onto that base, he's going to finish off this base, and that is going to be a pick-off for him. So he gets that location shut down. Continue back around. A few sentries coming up. The Colossus is coming through. Continue to settle down for the moment. Biased units still gathering together for a couple more moments so we continue to settle down here. As you can see, a battery going to get into place. Showtime comfortable enough to start moving forward again. You got to be comfortable at some point, right? Got to try and do something. As the disruptor comes about, the +3 attack comes through. So you see that Colossus is able to fire up from afar, start to get some damage on this to begin with. The Bio going to sit down the ramp, a couple of force fields are down, the Colossus are going to start firing up as well. Trying to get a little bit extra done. Bio trying to come through once more, going to move up this ramp again here. Full Colossus shots coming about right now. Bio just going to start shooting, Zealots are going down. The rest of this army continue to come about for the moment as we make our way across and over. 11 SCVs fell, so Q taking some damage back on the other side of the map at the same time here. So definitely able to do okay with this as our Bioforce continues to settle. SCV's coming over. Just gonna step through once again. Stalker's gathering, T2 upgrades coming through, ship weapons on the way up as well as we continue to bring that into play. Stalker's gonna get underneath the factory for the moment. Factory taking some shots of damage, and we will have ourselves a couple of moments of building up still. Fire's still on the move about. We have ourselves the supplies overall definitely evening as we get maxed out, which is obviously great. Have a look at the front, potential push in. Thinking about getting set up right now. And go for it. The army pulls back over the other direction. Bit of mine shot. Zealot goes down. Just gonna see the Stalker's gonna come through. SCV goes down as well. The rest of the Disruptors trying to come up this ramp, but they will not be able to. The MP is good. Fusion core building. As we do see our Bio on the other side, gonna get a couple of shots in. I mean, to me, this is the sort of game where Showtime feels the most comfortable, so if he's going to win a game in this series, to me, this would be it. This would be the one to pick. Just going to come diving in over on this side. We are going to get a good jump on this Bioforce. CC in the front is going to be under a little bit of fire, but in the end, we just pull away here. Showtime getting out of there. Prism going to get intercepted. Unfortunately, that goes down. Now, Showtime's obviously a little bit skeptical about attacking through the choke points and the structures that are in position, which obviously makes a lot of sense as well. Don't want to get too caught up in that, right? Ballistics coming, +2 ship weapons. Going through, the army gets into the center. I'm going to get rid of an observer here. Medevac push back. You're trying to split his army in a couple of different directions, but not really. Anyway, just, yeah, we're going to start moving down the bottom. EMP gets dropped, so Stalker getting hit. Bio pulls back a little further. Bio now into the center of the map. The army of Showtime pulling away. In the top left, our Prism moving through too. gonna come around and siege up. See who gets added on there. At the moment, though, we're still, I mean, obviously we're maxed out right now. As he loses some supply here, we'll open the doors. We are losing quite a few disruptors that are trying to get shots off. So far, we clipped a couple of Marauders, and that's about it. Showtime warps in right here, so he's going to fight in this position. Those Vikings are not in great numbers to knock Colossus down, and Colossus at the moment are surviving. We're not going to lose one, and they do a lot of the damage in that clump of bio. That does a lot for you right there, so that works out wonderfully. Like I said, that does a lot. Continue to chase, Bioforce hunting, Ghost and everything else. Gonna have to pull back for a couple of moments here. Boss is still putting some work in. Alright, gonna come through. We get rid of a Zealot. The rest of the army still joined up together. Ghosts, Vikings in production. Starport and the Sense Tower coming up as well. Libs is going to get set up. Colossus are firing. Conjugal shoots out, taking damage. One Viking goes down. Colossus is going to have to pull back a little bit further. This is why Showtime's army looks that much weaker. 200 to 160 supply. Aim pretty here as Q just comes smashing through. Disruptor shot is going to get denied. And after a win from Showtime, kind of defensively and pushing back across, he loses trying to push himself. And he's going to lose control of this. Now, a lot of this bio is low HP. The last Colossus goes down. Now it's just Zealots and Stalkers versus the world. And I do not think there's ever going to be enough of those. That is a good clump of bio units. We're going to get rid of the Nexus here. We're going to turn to the upper left. Pylon battery will go down as well. Wow. Showtime will launch the counterattack, but at this point, Q should just be able to keep moving through with this force. I actually don't like the idea of him backing away. I mean, I guess you maybe want to back away and defend a bit. There's DTs as well, so they do a lot of damage quickly. Gonna enter the base trade. Alright, well, Showtime probably doesn't mind this. I'm just gonna see our bio coming through. The pylons will go down. Robot facility's getting caught. We'll be seeing the DT still slicing and dicing. Want to secure all the way into the natural. Gonna find the probes there as well. But Showtime is honestly, I mean, maybe turning around would have been the better call. In hindsight right now, because those DTs are doing a lot. When I saw the DTs, I kind of second-guessed my own, my own call of like, oh, I think you should stay here. You were committing at the moment as the bio gets through a Nexus. The DTs launch themselves onto another base. This time this planetary fortress will go down. Good EMP, clips a couple Stalkers. The Zealots are going to come over. The Viking going to have to turn and run as well. The Bioforce is going to stand there. Stalkers and Zealots taking some hits. In the end of the day, Q survives with what? His main production and then some orbitals that can relocate. Going to force the lift up here. Does anything important go down? An empty medevac? Not really. Q up 25 army supply, but down 15 to 43 workers. Around the bottom get chased away. We're going to see this DT showing up. A scan will help to reduce that. Now jumping onto this Nexus, and this Nexus will be dropping in a few moments as well. So we'll see this Nexus fall. It's going to siege, going to push up here. Now you're going to come straight through. A couple cannons and pylon. Begin to go down. The probes are going to get jumped on as well. This Nexus is going to get overrun in the bottom right-hand corner. So the Nexus will drop. I mean, Showtime is now ahead on army supply. Still has the DTs harassing. The problem is his army supply is Zealot Stalker. I'm still, even with a good surround, I'm not convinced this is good enough right now to take on what is such a powerful group of bio units. The EMP is available. Hitting the EMPs in the background fighting back and letting the Zealots run into the choke point. So many of these units that were set up to surround from over here now have to come from the other direction. Does QA have enough? Showtime's army supply has been melting so far. Can Showtime get any more warp guns to turn this around? Answer so far is no, as QA just has a little bit too much, somewhat of an unkillable army. As we knock down the Nexus, the DTs go from the natural now over to the third. There is a turret and a Liberator there. And Showtime just going to go running. I mean, there's a base up here that Kua is already on top of with the Lib. 20 probes left from Showtime. 8 SCVs of Kua. Some of them AFK while they could be mining here already. ICMPs. Lose a Ghost, but Stalkers are now without shields and we are hunting them. And there's only so far those Stalkers can really run. We scan. DTs can't come in. Obviously, Kua knows those DTs are still a factor. He knows this base is here as well, so he's going to chase into it. Does he have another scan available? I mean, he obviously will have some EMPs too, but yeah, keeping scans right now. Important to deal with the Dark Templar and the army, as they are getting ready to come in. A final stand here from Showtime as the scans drop. The DTs will fall, very slowly, but they will fall. Phoenix drops down, the Stalkers will not stand up for themselves. Showtime has no money left. GG, and Kua takes game 2 of this best of 3 and moves into play hero in the finals. Damn, very cool game. Awesome game to catch. We obviously missed game number 1, but game number 2 was an absolute treat. Kua is going to be good enough to make it a PVT final today. Showtime will still qualify for the WardiTV February event. What was that beep? I have no idea what that beep was. But okay, we're going to take a moment here, guys. When we come back, it's going to be our finals between Kua and Showtime. Let's wrap this up just after the break. Going to be heading into Frostline for map 1 with what will be a best of 5. Final here today. We just get everyone online and into this. Should be able to go. Take off into QUALIFIER versus Hero. Kick this series off. And see who wins some prize money today. Awesome. Get this one rolling. Go. Looks as though we are good, and we're going to count down into Frostline for the opening game of this best of 5 series. So let's kick this off and see who is going to take it down. Here and Hero to entertain us on this Sunday afternoon in some qualifier action. And yeah, let's see what this best of 5 gives us. This will be our last StarCraft of the day, guys. As I'll be back tomorrow. WardiTV Mondays is the plan. Get into Frostline. In the top right-hand side, our blue Protoss player here is Hero. Taking on in the bottom left, our red Terran player from Team Liquid. We have got QUALIFIER. In one of this best of 5 series, let's kick this one off and away. We're going to see how things will develop here as a Proxy barracks goes down from QUALIFIER to start things out. So Proxy barracks coming into place, and we will see what, if anything, Hero does about it. He does not scout far enough to see it. He scouts into the center, he scouts to the side. Does not scout the Proxy barracks though, so the Proxy barracks not seen. As the couple of gases come online, we'll see if QUALIFIER can get some work done with that over the next few moments. Hero's scouting everywhere for Proxy as well. He's just not going to find it, so fortunately for him, might be a little bit under prep for that. Is this both qualification and invite? Yeah, 4 players qualify, and 16 players get invited. We do 1 qualifier at least for pretty much every event we do. So yeah. This is the qualifier. Like I say, I oftentimes use the qualifiers as almost like just a sign up in general. Like, we will invite a lot of people from the qualifier that do not actually officially qualify as well. So that's like a little bonus factor as well. So it gives people a chance to be like, hey look, Wardy, I would like to play. I'm playing some StarCraft, right? You know, that sort of stuff. Like, for example, we'll probably invite Bunny, because he played a day. Some others that did well, moving into the round in 8 and stuff. So anyone that wants to play should play in the qualifier. Yep. Like I say, I do like to prioritize people that participate in the qualifier, because the qualifier helps us out. Gives us an extra day of streaming, you know. We put in some money in the qualifier as well. It's not like there's nothing on the line here. It's like, you know, you can also essentially, this is essentially like a $100 cup with the bonus of pretty much if you participate, you have a very good chance of being part of a bigger tournament. Now, sometimes that doesn't always work out, but like I say, if you want to play, I have 100% of you advise you play the qualifier, and yeah, it's only going to help your case, you know. Put a mine up, so Stalker poking forward should not be able to do too much here initially. I can't imagine that's going to go for very much damage at all. As the Adept is going to try a little bit of a shade forward as well, see if we can do something here for a couple of moments. Answer is not really just yet. Another Widow Mine continues through. Medevac coming up. Widow Mine production continues. Settle ourselves down for a couple of moments. As the Reaper across the map was about, but that kind of got denied as well. It's nothing too exciting there, really, I would say. And again, shut down, and I just have this Adept trying to poke about as the Widow Mines are going to load into the Medevac, so they will pull away to the sides. And Dev continues to pull around SCVs, and a Reaper will jump onto it for a couple of moments. And the Siege Tank and Marines going to come around. The Widow Mines get killed off, so the medevac there goes down. That's actually a huge moment because now you're going to be missing some of that harassing power that you were kind of meant to have on store for yourself. So missing that is definitely a factor here for sure. SCVs continue to gather about. We take a few moments to see just where continue with this game. Just going to be seeing the Twilight Council coming through, the Nexus coming online as well. Bring a lot of that in for the moment still. Charging +1 coming through, the Raven is in production, the Engineering Bay, Marines, SCVs coming about. Those will just get placed against Stimmen +1 coming up as well. Banshee flies around into the main base, so in we go. A couple of probes will begin to drop. 2-3 workers going down pretty much immediately. The Stalkers in the center are going to come about. Once again, the Banshee taking a few shots of damage. Just about gets over to the corner though, so we'll be able to live through this for a couple of moments at least. Person comes around, Zeld's going to begin to unload. And we have got a Siege Tank here that's immediately just in some trouble. Siege Tank getting jumped on, and Siege Tank gets cleaned out. A few Marines coming about as well, still here for the moment. The Prism continues to move over, just applying some pressure as Hero tries to make up for some of the Banshee damage taken by dealing some damage of his own. And Storm is about halfway done. The +2 attack coming up as we speak as well. Immortal still producing here currently. Mule's going to drop straight down. Prism still going to be there as well, so we continue to settle in for the moment or two. Viking moving about is trying to catch a little bit of a whiff of that Prism. If you can just get rid of that ahead of time, that would be amazing. And Ghost Academy coming through, Orbital Command coming about, Medevac +1 armor and concussive shells. Also in production here for the moment, as we do get a beautiful Storm drop to start things off from Hero right there. It's a beautiful one to, like I say, begin with, just right in the mineral line. 14 workers going down. It's rare you see a drop so successful as that from a Protoss with Storm. That's a wild bit of damage being done. That sucks as well for Kyo, because he's not exactly on like a super rich position, right? That's going to take him really far down on the economy. So that's going to push him into a way tougher position to fight his way out of now. So he's going to likely be struggling here. As we do have the double order turret coming in to try and make up for some of that damage he just took. Fortunately not really going to succeed just yet in doing too much. 4 probes going down, starting to land this base. We kind of desperately need to get that landed considering the current situation and state of things here for Kua. Don't get that landed, it feels as though you are playing a very lost game at this point. So yeah, it's really very far from looking ideal. So we're seeing a Storm coming down here. Hero obviously feeling pretty confident after some damage done, but that is a very scary army of Kua. I think you got to respect that a little bit, and we will begin to respect it. Immediately backs it up. Another Storm comes down. Oh, nice hit across a lot of different units there currently. A few shots coming over. Damage still being done. Zealots and the rest coming around the bottom side. Orbital command, gonna lift off, gonna go move away. Again, Robo Bay, the +1 armor upgrade coming through too, so we continue to bring that through for now. No feedback on one of the ghosts already, as we do have another scan coming about. Stalkers, Robo Bay coming into play here currently. I mean, Hero just going to keep on pushing. He really does feel as though he's got a very good push for himself coming through, and I do not disagree. I think he's going to be very much so okay on this one. I think he's going to be good to get us a game win. I mean, again, you do that kind of damage early and so on, and you're just going to be kind of destined for results. Very much so what's happening here. And his Hero, like I say, a very comfortable lead in position right now. Looking good, and like I say, I just don't feel as though that feeling is going to be sliding away from him anytime soon. As the unit's still gathering about. Again, a couple of ghosts coming online. Marauder medevac coming through. Stalker's going to hit the orbital command. Orbital up in the skies. The ghost and the bio coming back over again. Just going to be seeing the Stalker's going to get jumped on force field. Sorry, not force field. Guardian shield coming up as well. Funny, Hero has such a lead. It's a struggle for his army to actually end things, but I mean, you're attacking a 2-base Protoss Tavern player, sorry, right? Gonna try and fight as, I mean, Hero can essentially come in from two sides. Reinforcing Zealots are just going to be the flank that is pretty much going to put an end to this as well, so GG's, and Hero is going to take game number 1 of the series. GG's. Hero 1-0, and we're going to take a second game here in a couple of moments. Let's get this set up. As we're going to go to El Dorado. Oh, I'm missing someone. I'm invited before we start this. Just making sure everyone is around. Alright, going to go into El Dorado. Let's kick off into game 2. Hero leads by 1. What's up, Vizkachu? How you doing? 4-month resub. Is watching with YouTube Premium give you something, or is it the same as you if you watch from here? I'm pretty sure YouTube Premium is just you don't see ads, so it doesn't really make much difference, right? You can watch whatever's better for you. I would just say that anyways, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to make too much of a difference. So you have in the bottom left-hand side, and thank you again for the 4-month resub. Our blue Protoss play up 1-0 is Hero, and he is taking on the red Terran in the bottom right. We've got Cure. Loco TV on the 95-month resub. Thanks so much, Loco. Appreciate it. Big day. Yeah? What's so big about a day? Thank you for the resub, mate. As we settle down to a game 2. And he resub to Wardy's a big day out, I see. Nice. Okay, so you don't really recover from a storm. When you're on 2 bases and you take 14 SCVs of losses to a storm drop, recovery is typically not really on the menu usually, so not too surprised to see that kind of fall away from Cure from that point on. Dreams and Dust, thank you so much for the 19-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. As we have Reaper hopping up here from Kira, look to see a little bit of what's going on. He's going to get turned around by an Adept. So that gets shoved away. The factory coming online, the Reaper still coming up. We get ourselves settled in here for a couple of moments. You can see that Stargate coming online again. SCC and our Cyclone continuing up. The Reaper continue to come about. The probes try and nibble through. Triple of 5 color probes taking damage. You're all going to see that Reaper is going to go over towards the main now. So just going to pull across a little bit. Relocate slightly. It's going to go down. Again, trying to pick up that scout info, which, to be fair, is fairly easily available in the natural, but he didn't see the Stargate at any point, so unfortunately that Reaper is going to miss out on what it was really looking for. Bit of a shame. Cyclone locks. Azalt takes a few shots of damage. Those 2 Phoenix around the bottom. Actually going to find this medevac on its way across, so Hero is using the Phoenix as you should be using them, right? Denying abilities to be aggressive as to your opponents. And just making it very difficult for you to step up in this game at all right now. Makes this a little bit of a tough time so far. Siege Tank, Marines, the Cyclone gathering up again, the Viking and the Medevac together at the moment. Just have ourselves the Nexus and Charge continue to come through as well. Army gathers, just going to be seen again. Charge coming up, Nexus and Gates coming through. This army's still stepping across. Big shot from Q. This is scary for a Phoenix player, right? When the Phoenix have to try and figure out a way to add to this defense. Let's see what we can do. We can charge forward. Zelds will do a lot. A lot of army supply advantage at Q, but a lot of it gets taken out by the Phoenix, lifting up those couple of siege tanks. We need to be able to clean those siege tanks up afterwards, though, as they're going to drop back into play, and Q, I think, is going to have way too much here. Those tanks, we lose one of them, but the other stays strong. The bunker is still building during this as well, which means that we're only getting into a more and more improved position during this now. So that's only actually getting better at the moment. With the bunker being here, a new tank showing up. And unfortunately for Hero, I don't think this breakout on his bottom side of the map's going to happen. So Q with a good solid push, coming across and looking good. Marines and tanks continue to hit. Nexus taking damage. A couple Zelds coming over. Phoenix move about. Phoenix will lift everything again. Second attempt of the breakout from Hero. Looks a lot more convincing this time. However, there's the tank back on the ground. We had to break through the bunker. That bunker is just massive. It bought you so much time right there. Where basically the entire time units were in the sky, we were fighting a bunker. Now that said, the Immortal lives through this for the moment. That spiking is super low. Phoenix getting an energy overcharge to lift up a siege tank once more. We are actually going to clean this up as Hero, aren't we? As the Immortal just wants to stay alive, obviously, and it will do so. Wow, what a beautiful defense in the end. Took a little while, took a couple of attempts, but we get there. The Phoenix will close out by cleaning up the medevac that escaped away to the main base to try and cause some trouble. It's actually genuinely very impressed by that. Very nicely done as the Observer continues through the bottom side once more. 10B45, thank you for that Prime sub as well. Appreciate the Primes. Thank you for supporting the stream and the content. We appreciate it. Trains coming across, obs in the skies, a couple of units moving about. Our Widowmine's set up as well. Stimpack +1, combat shield continues to come on through for the moment. Again, Robo Bay about to finish up. The Robo Facility coming through, additional barracks coming in. He's gonna shoot. Phoenix gonna get hit. There's gonna be some bio gathering on the watchtower. Cannon gonna get taken down. Widow mines are gonna be firing. Phoenix gonna get blown up. It's not pretty for Hero. That defense earlier might have just taken a little bit too long to come, a little bit too pricey. Trying to eat off of this gold base. That obviously involves defending an even more forward position. A Colossus showing up but with no range. It's going to be extremely dangerous for this Colossus to get involved, considering the siege tank in the background. GG says Hero. And Kira is going to take game number 2. So Hero actually pulls off, honestly, what was a pretty sick defense in the end. Kira is going to be strong enough to punch through and to get a 1-1 situation. We're tied up going into game 3. Hey, baby. Ellie. Hi. How you doing? Hey. Come to say hi. Brought me a blueberry. Wanna play? Alright, ready, steady, go! Just wonder if I'm gonna hit something when I throw it like that, but all good. Ley lines coming up, my friends, so kicking off into ley lines here in just a second. Cheese and go-go's. Let's go into this and see what goes down. Game 3. Tied up 1-1. Again, some matches up in this final. I like it. I like it a lot. In the top right-hand side, our blue Protoss player here is going to be Hero. Takes on the red Terran. In the bottom left, it's Cure. So we set up. You're going to see a barracks going down on the bottom right side of the map. We take a few moments to settle in here with another little proxy opening. Rex will finish up. Tech Lab will go down. A little bit of a different proxy. Last time we just proxied a Reaper and we got it going for some scouting and so on. This time we're actually going to straight up build a Tech Lab, which suggests a lot more aggression here. Look at the shells coming about. We got that underway. Second Marauder about to pop. Concussive shells coming through. The two Marauders will begin to step forward as we make some moves. Hallucination coming back around. Marauder show up and Hero. Yeah, a little bit of an odd situation. Gonna have these two Marauders just whacking away, arriving obviously very early. He's gonna hallucinate a bunch of Stalkers to try and take some damage. Oh, you just revealed which two Stalkers are fake. And that there are some fake ones as well. There's info you can utilize. Make some better choices here potentially. Let's come down again. Hellion here. Hellion's scary because that's what can take the probes down quickly. He targets both the fake Stalkers there, unfortunately. So he does not remove any of the actual damage output. Stalker's still shooting. Marauder's going down. A few more hits coming about. Again, Dogtrine still coming up. A couple of probes in the gateway coming online as we speak. Continue to bring as much as possible into play here currently as our barracks comes through. The depot sets up. Command center is a building. Okay, that's him going. Marauder coming online. Just going to be having the continuation of this attack and extension from Cure. He is expanding at home, but obviously getting stim off of a proxy barracks. Obviously suggests he's still going to bring a little bit of firepower into this game. And that is exactly what he's trying to move towards at the moment. Stalked is in the sentry. Thrown up on the natural again. The Marine's actually producing now as well, so we're done with Marauders, it seems. Stim not far from being done. Cure. Gonna be hitting hard soon. Just coming about again. That blink coming online. Next is the Robo facility coming through here. We lock on with the Cyclone, takes out the hallucinations. That gets taken down immediately. At starting point. I'm just trying to deny some scouting info wherever possible. Fire actually going to come straight through, and a couple of these soldiers getting caught already. They do not have blink currently, which is very scary, but the DT shows up. How are we doing in terms of scans available? No. No, oh no, the DT is going to do so much here for Hero. He's already killing workers across the map as well, so you've got to pick between where you drop the scan, and Q just going to get ripped apart by Dark Templar. Oh, that's very sad, because I actually felt as though Q was going to be looking scary with that push, but just gets completely shut down by not having detectional scans available. GG's. Hero gets a 2-1 lead with a cheeky little bit of DT play. Put him up in the series. So 2-1 lead for Hero here as we go into a map 4 on Ultra Love. Pick this off and get this underway. Alright, counting down, we're moving in. Thank you so much to Jed TN with a gifted sub to the chat, going out to Tokyo Quasar. Thank you so much, Jed, for a gifted sub. Thank you, thank you. As we go into game number 4, Hero in the lead. 2-1 right now. Kick this off, get this going. See what's going to happen as we go into Ultra Love. Alright, into our 4th map here, as Hero is up in the top right-hand side. Has the 2-1 lead right now. Going into a game 4 here. Let's see what will happen, what the plan may be. Back chrono boosting. Gateway coming down. So, game 4. We look to see whether Q can bounce back from another deficit in this series. And next simulator continue to come through. It's going to be CC and Factory coming up as well. We got settled here. Take a moment or so. Probe stuck in the back. We'll try and dance now into the CC. Next Marines popping now. Because we've got Marines first here, we're not going to have any Reaper to scout with. Something to think on there. Move back and forth. Again, the Hellion and the Marines continuing through too. Those Marines just getting out of the rain. Obviously, the Adept trying to poke around for some information on the side of Hero. Marines come over, Adept get chased, and Twilight Council and Adept continue to come through currently. Cyclone locks. One of them gets pushed back. Marine's gonna get there and pick away an Adept. You're seeing the Oracle still flying through. Just gonna activate. A couple of those Marines will begin to go down, so those get dropped. The rest of the Marines and the medevac heading up across the other side. see his probes go down on the other side. This is where Hero has to kind of deal with the fact. I mean, he did some damage, but now he has no army supply left, so can end up in a little bit of trouble here. As, I mean, continuing to pull probes is not exactly great. Hero undoes the damage of Hero. I think he's going to undo his defenses because there just isn't much defense here at all anyway. Continue up, we continue to move through. Workers went down. Oh, it's a very fun stasis. It's going to catch a reinforcing cyclone. Could have been cool to catch the rest of the units. I'm not sure what you could have really done from there, though. Well, that cancer goes down. Blink gets shut. We are going to see the Stalkers able to get rid of a medevac already. And we are just going to be seeing our Stalkers continue to move about just a little more here. A couple of Marines. Sorry, a couple of pros still coming up. We are going to see Marines in the Cyclone still gapping them around as well. Viking gets grabbed. A couple of Marines will go down as well. Continue to play cleanup here. Same time, this Oracle came back through. Now has 19 kills. My goodness, the Oracle's been huge. Hero actually finds a defense, walks into that siege tank, but pulls away in time. Has a third base alive to recover from this. Oh, yeah, actually going to recover from this. Hero sees the tank leaving as well. Wow. Actually going to chase with this Oracle, and he will get rid of both the Marines. I don't think he's going to be able to get the tank, though. I think the tank's too close to home. No, it's not. Marines are coming. Oracle will regen some shields. Oh, it goes down trying to get the siege tank. Hero loses the what has been a hero Oracle in this game, as he gets a couple more weapons go and replaces the Oracle. I'm very worried for the longevity of this game for Hero because he doesn't have the tech to keep playing, right? He doesn't have the advantage of charge or blink or anything. Twilight Council's only just starting, so those are issues. We're going to move across the map, but like I say, until Blink and So is done, I don't love these units even being out here. Hero's advantage is kind of in the economy. I actually think if Kyo pushes, the quality of army from Kyo might just overwhelm, but he's probably not going to want to push until Stim now. And if he doesn't want to push until Stim, then that's going to take a while. That could be the time that Hero needs to recover, reset, and potentially be ready to go again. Hits come about, charge coming up, medevac's coming through. What's this Oracle doing? Just flies into its death. It's an absolutely abysmal play, all things considered. Quite frankly, it's not great as the medevac loads up and it's going to go moving the other way now. Just come moving through. Now have ourselves the medevac coming around the bottom side for a few moments. Settle down here. Medevac going to turn up the right. Again, +1 attack, charge on the way in. Robo facility gateways coming through as well. The left-hand side of the medevac here is getting kind of chased a little bit. He went charge first. I actually like that. I think charge has better chances of keeping him alive. This is what a mine drop will be. Jumped on. I mean, we get rid of one mine. The other mine is going to go off on what, a Zealot, Stalker, and a bit of splash. Drop over here just goes after and kills off a pylon. It's just going to take that one out for the moment as well. Going to be happy to sit on that for the moment. Continue to boost around, another bit of movement over to the sides. Medevac right now going down. This very real Phoenix is going to chase these Marines. into the main base. Medevac Phoenix trying to commit for the Medevac. Marine's trying to retarget. We have to lift up and get away. And we will clean it up. Good job by Hero. Really been enjoying his cleanups the last few minutes. I think he's been doing a fantastic job here so far. Fire steps up. Battery goes down. A few probes going down again. And we're seeing 7 workers dropping. Zealots are going to come back. I mean, this is big, having to pull all the way back here as Hero. And as Q takes this as a chance to establish his third base. Big play into the main. Massive Zealots start to warp in, but there's not a lot to really stop this. We're going to be enough to scare this away, though. Scares it to the corner. More Zealots showing up. Goes off there. Empty, low HP Medevac. As Hero continues to chase Q down. I mean, Hero defending. He's actually going to get himself towards Colossus now. Blink finishes too. Big advantage. Actually, something you got to be careful for a little bit is Kira is... You've obviously seen no blink this game. You can't just keep playing as though there's no blink, right? If you presume there's no blink and then your opponent blinks, and you could lose like a lot of supply quickly, right? If you hold into medevacs and so that could be an interesting moment. Like I say, he doesn't know about it just yet. As whoa, those Zealots again a little bit too happy to engage through. Oh man, there's just not much here from Hero at all. This supply kind of sucks. 40 army supply down. Obviously the first charge in his Zealots wasn't great, but bigger problems all around here as we continue to push through. The Bioforce still trying to chase over. A couple of force fields coming in. We're going to see our Bioforce still getting cleaned apart for the moment here. I mean, it's going to be a cleanup pretty much as we have the Colossus continue to come through. 17 workers going down. 18. Alright. We're going to go all the way through to a game number 5. Gotta love that, as our series today is going to deliver our finals of this qualifier. We'll go, like I say, at the distance, all 5 games coming through. Going to kick off into a 5th and final map of Q versus Hero here in just a second. And we'll get this going. Alright, countdown begins. Into Whispers of Gold for one final map today. So, again, both these players qualified. $75 for first place today, though. $25 for second. So, a bit of prize money difference as they play this series. In the bottom right-hand side, our blue Protoss is Hero. Up against the Red Terran. In the top left, we have Q. Probe moves, SCV chases for a couple of moments. He's gonna fight. Probe's taking some damage still. Obviously just getting some scouting done here initially. You can see our factory dropping down. Probe backs away. And again, we have our Reaper on the way up for a couple moments. So we're moving through. Reaper's on a little bit of a journey as well. He comes back across. I'm just going to finish off that probe. Troopers together will come through again. Stargate coming about and get settled in here. And the Hellion coming through. Starport coming about. Just going to be gathering up for the moment. Obviously with this Reaper Hellion would like to try and get some damage done, so just going to step straight forward here. Gonna shoot, Dev's going to get to the battery. Going to make it difficult then to really do much with this. I mean, we're draining the battery, but there's the Oracle. That's going to be a good cleanup as the units will start to split to force this Oracle to pick and choose what its target will be. And gets at least a couple units away that can stay scouting, but that's obviously early game investment from Q that does not go very far, that does not really work out. For now. Oracle comes about again. Banshee and the Cyclone continue to come up as well. Oracle moving. Again, we have ourselves the Phoenix are coming through next. So here we're going to really rely on this Stargate more than just an Oracle this time, right? Last time it was just an Oracle, one Phoenix eventually for defense. This time it's really committing to the Phoenix count. So yeah, still gathering. The Hellion coming around the bottom side. Gonna try and use this for a little bit more info. Some backs coming by. Again, our units just gathering up, playing defense here. Q not moving out on the map yet. With Stim, we probably see him get a little bit more feisty once more. Drops to the center once more here. Just going to be seeing the units begin to push out. Marines, tanks coming over for the moment. Marine tank pressing through. It's actually going to be the Banshee showing up for some workers, and we have to pull the Phoenix back to deal with that. Oracle 2 for the Revelation, so we got 5 probes here because there's a Banshee in the natural as well. It's going to take a while to deal with. Hero actually slow to pull the workers away. Finally, we'll start to put them toward the battery. We'll have to wait for the Revelation. Actually is going to take a moment or two longer. So 6 workers killed, both Banshees dead. Not bad considering there's Phoenix and Oracle out. We can extend thermal lance coming through. We have ourselves a couple of medivacs around that right side. Little Revelation going down. Wouldn't mind. Siege tank going to begin to get jumped on here. So we're going to be able to start clearing up those units. Start picking through that. The main base Bio going to start fighting. A couple probes going down. Phoenix going to chase. Can we get that medivac? I think so. So one medivac goes down. Good shutdown from Hero. Here at the front though, trying to hit that third base and getting a little bit more done. And let's get pushed back again. Nice set of force fields here, and it's actually a really good chase down from Hero. Cure is just bleeding units, unfortunately, and he's just always been a game behind in this series, and that might be the case on this final game now again, as it just seems to be getting away from him ever so slightly right now. Bio gathers, Viking gonna shoot, Oracle taking damage. Protoss Army pulls back the right side, Temple Archives coming up. Put a energy overcharge onto the Oracle. Initial patrol. Oracle in the center puts down the stasis. We're just going to step through another Revelation just to keep an eye on things. Sees the orbital command here. On the upper right, these Zealots are going to make a move. Ghost coming up, Vikings on the way, Marines as well. Pulling back around the right. Vikings will get rid of the Oracle. I mean, Kira going to get some chance to stabilize. I really felt like Kira's just going to push and win with what was happening before, but we'll kind of get away from that for a moment. So let's move about. Armory coming through again, Engineering Bay building as well, and we'll see our Bioforce on the right side coming back across. Shot fires, Bio Ghost still gathering, Vikings gonna be there, Zealot's moving about. Force shields drop, the Zealot are gonna try and chase through. Bio gonna continue to sit there, the Depot taking some hits, the Armory right there as well. In the main base, the Bioforce and the Ghosts gonna be firing along, a couple of the Zealots already going down. Now the rest of this army pushing through. Hero, He just went from like running across the map looking to advance to a win to dying in the matter of like 2 minutes. Right now, Vikings going to find unprotected Colossus pretty much. There's one Arc on the high ground that's finding some defense, but Colossus are going to start falling. If those Colossus are dropping, that's so much of the splash damage just being knocked down. Cure I mean, it's just so much easier for Kira to... I mean, Kira built these Vikings to deal with the Colossus. That's exactly what they do, but then he eats the Disruptor shots. Not great. Now the rest of the battle on the bottom right side going to come through. That Archon is going to go down. We're going to push through and kill off his Temple Archives. And we're, what, 160 to 100 supply right now. Another Disruptor shot. Going to fly a little short of the big group of units. Kira's actually going to get this done, isn't he? What a wild, pretty wild, just wild series altogether, I think it's fair to say. Do you not really feel as though Kira was meant to win this? Now he denies the Robo Facility production. That's going to really put a nail in the coffin for Hero, I think, because that's a lot of what he's relying on. These Disruptors in the corner. Do you want to try and jump on them? One Robo actually still powers here, apologies, as Pylon gets there. Going to kill one Robo. I mean, we don't have to do too much. We still got units in the main base that are hitting the Nexus. And over time, that is going down. Hero's sub 100 supply. And really just relying on some Disruptors to try and save the day for him as a few more Zealots go down. The Disruptor's still moving about. Another Disruptor shot will land just on a single Marine. The units from the main actually ran down the ramp here. Now we're going to dive through. We're just going to try and kill the Disruptors, then split. It's a bit messy, but you'll get rid of the Disruptors, and as long as that happens, that will be it. GG's. What a ridiculous way for this matchup to end. It looked so good for Hero. He stopped pushing. And why did it look really good for Hero? Like it just there was that moment where he was just pushing across the map after defend, and it just felt really great for him. I mean, like here, right? He chases back, he's pushing, he's got a good army supply lead, great force field, great fight. And he backs away right now with 2 Colossus versus 2 Medivacs, an already stimmed army. No Vikings. There's 2 Vikings about to pop. And he has Phoenix too. Hero steps back in this moment, I assume because he's afraid of not having a Prism. But I actually think if he just goes right now, like, Kira's army is not good. Kira's army cannot kill Colossus. He just backs off, waits a little bit, hangs around, and Kira's allowed to kind of play back in with his economy, and then we just take a fight that is just extremely good. Widowmines eat up the Phoenix a little bit, the Vikings chase. I mean, TLDR, we just come across the map and we find ourselves a good fight. I mean, this is an issue as well as that run by that does really nothing at all. That's a lot of gifted supply. And then just this split is obviously problematic too. I mean, these Zealots get caught up in that choke point as well. Like, everything about this attack just starts melting for Hero. Like, these Zealots were warped in the worst possible space because they all had to fight through this choke point. They were never effective, right? The Phoenix then aren't effective over here either. That means there's not enough army over here. This army's in the middle of nowhere. Disruptors are not stopping this army from advancing into position already. And that's just where Hero starts losing so much all at once. His warpin's wasted. His counterattack moments before got shut down without dealing any damage. And that's like a good 40 supply swing right there. And that's more or less what just kind of sends you into a spiral of despair and defeat. GG's. Couple of just bad moves from Hero back to back. Going to be costly for him. And that's going to be Kira winning the qualifier. So congrats to Kira. We'll take some extra prize money with that one. And GG's. Alright guys, that was a fun qualifier. The tournament will be taking place over the next... will be taking place over the next couple of weeks. With our first group being in 2 days and 20 hours time. I love that. I have not asked anyone to play in it yet, so we'll figure that out and start up some invites and stuff. Perfect. So yeah, Hero will be in the... This was just a qualifier, guys, but obviously this it was top 4 qualifier. The finals and stuff was just for some prize money. So Hero, etc., will continue to play in the main event still. Alright guys, that's it for me today. I'll be back tomorrow with WardiTV Mondays, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I may have to take Ali to the vets, and that might change things up a little bit, but WardiTV Mondays will happen no matter what. Just, I might not actually be here to cover it if things go a bit wrong. So, yeah, that is what's going on tomorrow. So I'll see you guys here for that. Have a great rest of your day, guys. A set of ads on the outro, and I'll host someone up to spread the StarCraft love. You guys have a good one. I'll see you guys tomorrow.